All right, hi there. My name's Cassandra. Welcome to your Healthletica Wave today. Today's class is going to be a little bit more gentle, so we're going to focus on shoulder opening along with some side body stretches. What you will need for class today is your mat and a water bottle. That's about it. If you have any props at home, feel free to use those. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. They're not necessary for class today. So I'll meet you on the mat. We're going to begin in a seated position today. Any comfortable seated position that suits your body best. All right, here we go. So coming to any comfortable position, once you arrive, palms either facing up or down, depending if you want to receive energy or ground yourself. And then closing the eyes, drop the shoulders down the back. Take one big circle with the shoulders. So on your inhale, just bringing them up to the ears. On your exhale, rounding the shoulders down the back. And begin to breathe naturally here. Notice how your breath is today, where you're feeling it within the body. Then we'll take 3 cleansing breaths. So exhale all the air out. Next, inhale, breathing in fully. Exhale, belly to the spine. Inhale. Now exhale, side out the mouth. Once more, inhale. Exhale. With a few gentle blinks, begin to open the eyes up, bow the chin to the chest. On your next inhale, we're going to reach arms overhead. Exhale, hands down through heart center. One more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, down. Now from here, we're going to take the right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the back. Inhale to lengthen out the spine. Exhale, twisting from the waist, gaze over the left shoulder. Squeezing all the stale air out on your exhales. Inhale, float it back through center, and then exhale to the opposite side. Inhale to lengthen, create a second spine with that back hand, and then exhale, twist further into the waist. Inhale, float it back through center. And then from here, we're going to bring the hands onto the knees and we're just going to round the spine down. So tuck the chin to the chest and slowly lower down vertebrae by vertebrae. And then we're going to carefully walk the hands forward nice and slowly. Try not to force anything here, just round through the back. Stay rooted through the sit bones. Now from here, walk the hands over to the right side. See if you can lengthen out the spine now. So take the gaze to the fingers. Inhale, walk it through center. Exhale over to the left side. Stay rooted through that right sit bone. Lengthen out the torso. Inhale back through center. And then on your exhale, belly to spine, slowly begin to roll yourself up. From here, we're going to drop the right hand down, left arm reaches overhead. On your exhale, side bend over to the right. Try not to crunch too much into that right side. You still want to elongate through both sides of the body. If you can tiptoe that right hand a little further, maybe bend the elbow, sink deeper if you can, then gaze to the ceiling. We're here for 3 more breaths. Really breathing into the left side body. Inhale, float it back up. Both arms reach overhead. On your exhale, left hand drops, right fingers reach. Again, stay rooted through the sit bones, shoulders over the hips as best as you can. So you don't want to lean the torso forward. You want to stay stacked and maybe walk those left fingers a little further, possibly reaching the right fingertips to that left side a little more. Breathe into the right side body for 3, for 2, dropping the shoulders down the back. Last breath here. Inhale, float it back through center, and then exhale, just bring hands down through heart center. Amazing. From here, we're going to come into tabletop. So either rolling over the shins or come up another way that's more comfortable. If you have any knee sensitivity, you could always place a blanket underneath the knees or a cushion, whatever you have accessible at home. Once we're here, the tops of the feet are going to ground. The hands are rooted down. On your inhale, belly falls, chest lifts, chin lifts, tailbone rolls high. On your exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tail, mid-back presses to the ceiling. Inhale, belly falls, chest lifts, chin lifts. Exhale, round the spine the opposite way. Take a few more here. So you can keep it simple with this variation of cat and cow. If you want to come into a little bit of freestyle movement, you can move the torso however feels best. So you can sway side to side, maybe bend the elbows gently. If you want to take the torso in a circle, feel free to do that. However, feels best to warm up the spine and mid-body. If you are circling, just go the other way as well. Make sure the body's balanced and equal from side to side. Once you arrive back in center, we're going to come into thread the needle. So we're going to stay grounded through the left hand. Inhale, right arm reaches. On your exhale, you're going to thread that right hand through, but we're going to come back up. Inhale, reach. Open up the chest to the ceiling. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale, reach. Last time we're going to land. Exhale, thread it through, landing on the right shoulder, right ear, right cheek. Now this may be enough. If you do want to take it deeper, left hand reaches to the ceiling, maybe behind the low back, or reaching for that right inner thigh. Trying to stack the left shoulder on top of right. If your left hand is in the bind, we're going to begin to release. Left hand under the left shoulder. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale, lower down. Opposite side. Inhale, left arm reaches. Exhale, thread it through. We're going to come back up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, thread it through so you can gain a greater range of motion. One more. Inhale. Exhale, thread it through, land on the left shoulder, left ear, left cheek. And again, you can stay here or maybe reach the right arm to the ceiling, maybe wrapping it behind the back, trying to stack the right shoulder on top of the left. Breathing into that left shoulder. If you're in the bind, release your right hand underneath the right shoulder. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, lower. And then one more shoulder opener here and a little bit of a heart opener. We're going to come into puppy dog pose. So we're walking the hands forward and then we're going to sink the chest down as far as it'll go, keeping the knees stacked, the hips stacked over the knees. Either chin rests onto the mat or forehead down, depending on your flexibility. Wherever you are, really breathing into those armpits and trying to open up the chest a little more. Now from here, actively pushing through the palms, lifting yourself back up nice and slowly, and then just walk the hands back into a tabletop position. Begin to tuck the toes under. On your inhale, float the knees. Exhale, shift the hips up and back. Come into your first downward facing dog. Now feel free to paddle up the feet, sway the hips, taking any movements here to warm up the legs. On your next inhale, we're going to come high onto the toes and then roll yourself forward into a high plank, one vertebrae at a time. Move nice and slowly, slower than you want to go. Exhale, hips up and back, heels sink a little deeper, downward facing dog. We'll do one more like that. Inhale onto the toes, roll it forward. Exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward dog. Very nice. From here, inhale onto the toes, and then you're going to walk the feet to meet the hands, and we'll meet at the top of the mat in a forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to, and just grab opposite elbows here. Allow the low back to release, maybe gently swaying side to side. Releasing your grip, deep bend into both knees, and we're going to roll ourselves up vertebrae by vertebrae. Your head is the last to arrive. Go nice and slow just to avoid a head rush. Once you're at the top of your mat, toes are going to come together, heels are slightly apart. Inhale, arms reach. On your exhale, hinge it forward and fold. Bend your knees if you need to. Inhale, squeeze the glutes. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Now we're coming back up. Inhale, arms reach. Bend the knees if you need to. Exhale, hands down through heart center. We're going to do that once more. Inhale to reach. Exhale, hinge it forward, fold. Shift the weight into the toes. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders back, heart forward. Exhale, release. Coming back up. Inhale. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Very nice. From here, we're going to work on some side bends. Inhale to reach. On your exhale, you're going to drop the right hand down beside you. Left fingertips are reaching on over. Keep pulling the belly back to the spine. So try not to splay out through the rib cage. You want to maintain the rib cage in. Keep the shoulders stacked and then lean over to the right. Shift a little more weight into that left foot if you can to get a deeper side bend here. For 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, coming back up, both arms overhead. Exhale, the left hand is going to drop. Right fingers reach on over. Keep the core maintained. Try not to splay out through the rib cage. Reach a little deeper. Maybe you're shifting more weight into the right foot this time to get a deeper side bend. 3 more breaths. Inhale, engage the core, float back through center. From here, we're going to interlace the fingers just so you can see my hands. I know they're cut out. Your pointer fingers are to the ceiling. The other fingers are interlaced. Reaching the arms up on your inhale. On your exhale, press the hips forward. Open up the chest to the ceiling, coming into a slight back bend. Now to recover, engage the core. Float back up through center. Exhale, release. We're going to interlace the hands behind us and take the feet about to hip distance apart. We're going to come into a forward fold. So from here, roll the shoulders up, bend down the back. Inhale to lengthen, soft bend into the knees, and then exhale, fold forward. See if you can take the hands off of the low back. And if you are more flexible in the shoulders here, see if you can keep the palms together. Shift more weight into the toes. Play around with your balance here. So shift from heels to toes and see what feels best for you, and then stay there. Then slowly bringing the hands to the low back. Release your grip, bringing the hands down to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step or hop back to your plank. We're going to take a modified flow today. We're a little bit more gentle. Drop the knees. If you really crave that full vinyasa, you can take that option. If not, we're just going to shift the weight forward on our inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows back. Inhale, taking it into taking it into cobra. Legs are down. Exhale, lower the torso. Inhale, press yourself back up to table, and then exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog on your exhale. From here, inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale, we're going to drop the knees down. Coming up onto the knees. Again, if you have any knee sensitivity, please grab a blanket or towel, anything to place underneath. And then from here, we're going to take the hands to the low back. On your inhale, lengthen out the chest. And then exhale, come into a slight back bend. Open it up. Keep pressing the hips forward. You don't want to dump into the low back though. You want to think of lifting from the low ribs upward. You don't want to go further down than that. Try not to get into that lumbar spine, moving through the two portions of the upper spine instead. Then recovering here, inhale through center, engage the core. Exhale, hips back, hands forward, child's pose. On your next inhale, we're going to come back into our table. And then from here, hands ground down underneath the shoulders. We're going to get into a little bit of hip mobility here. So on your inhale, right leg is going to float. The right heel kicks up to the ceiling. You're going to open the right knee out to the right side, then drop the right knee down. Inhale, kick the right foot up. Exhale, knee to the side, drop it down. So one more. Inhale up. Exhale to the side. Very good. Inhale, we're going to kick it back out, straighten the leg this time. On your exhale, you're going to step that right foot outside of the right hand, and we're going to sink into a low lunge here with both hands inside that right leg. If you want to go a little deeper, you can roll to the outer edge of that right foot. Just make sure the knee stays in line with the right ankle. Taking one more full breath here, really breathing into the outer muscles of that right leg. Then drop the right foot back down if you rolled onto the outer edge. From here, we're going to tiptoe the right foot a little bit more to the center of the mat. Your left hand grounds, your right arm is going to reach overhead. So we're in a twisted lunge now. You can stay here or bend that back foot in, maybe reaching the right hand to that left foot, getting a nice quad stretch for the left leg here. Sink the hips a little lower if you can. Release your grip if you're in the bind, right hand back down. Now from here, carefully, we're going to shift the hips back. Lead with that left hip. Begin to straighten out the right leg, coming into your half split here. If you need props underneath the hands, take that option if you don't have enough space. If you can go with the hands on the floor, fantastic. Whatever is best for your body today. Only you know how you're feeling. Then from here, bending back into the right knee. We're going to take both hands inside the right foot once more, and then just kick that right leg up and around. Back to our tabletop. Walk the hands back if you need to. Opposite side, inhale, left leg lifts. Kick the leg up to the ceiling. On your exhale, open up the left knee to the left side, drop it down. Once more, inhale up. Exhale, open. Actually, let's go one more time. Inhale, kick it up. Exhale, open. Now this time, inhale, extend the left leg back. Exhale, left foot outside of the left hand. Shift the hips a little further forward if you can. Get into that right hip flexor here. And now if you want to go deeper with that left leg, see if you can roll to the outer edge of the left foot. As long as it's safe for that left knee, take your option. Wherever you are, we're going to hold here for 3 more breaths. Trying to release any tightness, any unnecessary tightness within the body. So if you're clenching the jaw, or if you're gripping the fingers into the mat, shrugging the shoulders up to the ears, any of those little subtleties, see if you can release them. And really just focus on that left hip. If you roll to the outer edge of that left foot, see if you can ground the left foot back down nice and slow. Tiptoe the left foot to the middle of the mat. You're going to take the left hand outside the left leg. Keep a deep bend in the left knee. Right palm grounds. Inhale, left arm lifts, twisted low lunge. If you'd like to go deeper here, bend into the right foot and grab the right foot with the left hand. Opening up the chest, getting a nice stretch into the front of that right quad. Releasing your grip here. Left hand is going to come inside, actually outside of the left foot. Begin to walk the hands back, straighten out the left leg, flex the left toes back, coming into your half split here. Really breathing into the calf and the hamstring for another 3, 2, and 1. Now inhale, come forward once more. Both hands inside of that left leg. We're going to circle the left leg around, bring it back to your tabletop. From here, one more time, child's pose, very, very briefly. Then inhale, table, tuck the toes, back to downward facing dog. Just pedal out the feet here. On your next inhale, high onto the toes, roll yourself forward into high plank. On your exhale, we're in a chaturanga. You can drop the knees if you need to, lower all the way down. Inhale, lift it up, either cobra or upward dog. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift it back up. And exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to do that once more. Inhale, coming forward, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Bend the elbows back, keep them into the body. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale, we're going to lower all the way onto the belly this time. From here, we're going to take the fingertips as wide as the mat, or if not, a little bit wider. The elbows press up to the ceiling. We're going to work on some shoulder isolations. Inhale, shoulders drop. Exhale, shoulders round back. Inhale, shoulders drop. Exhale, round them back. Try not to move the elbows. Once more. Inhale. Exhale, round. Now this time, inhale, roll them down. Exhale, round them back. Hold them in place and float the chest off the floor. Really squeeze the shoulder blades together as if there was a pencil in between the shoulder blades and you don't want it to fall. Exhale, lower yourself down. Very nice. From here, we're going to interlace the hands behind the back. Roll the shoulders away. Inhale, see if you can float the chest off of the mat. If this is too intense for you, you could just reach the hands back. Lift it up a little higher. Exhale, lower down. Take the right ear onto the mat. Take a breath, breathing into the low back. One more breath. Next inhale, float it up again, lifting the chest and head, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, lower down, take the left ear onto the mat. We're going to do that one more time. This time we're going to float the legs as well. Inhale, floating the chest, maybe floating the legs as well. For 3, 2, and 1. Release yourself down. Very nice. From here, we're going to extend the arms out into a T position. The left palm is going to come under the left shoulder, and we are rolling to the right side of the body. Take the left foot behind the right leg. Now, if this is enough of a shoulder stretch, please stay here. If you would like to go deeper, left hand releases. Take it to the low back. Carefully releasing the left hand if it's onto the low back, placing it back down on the floor. Release yourself back onto the front body. And we're going to come to the opposite side. Slowly switch. Right palm under the right shoulder. Left arm extends, carefully rolling onto the left side of the body. Right leg behind the left. Now again, you can stay here, or maybe right hand reaches, wrapping it behind the low back. Really breathing into the left shoulder. This side may be tighter than the other. No judgment, just awareness of what your body is capable of. Slowly begin to release that right hand back down under the right shoulder. Roll to the front of the body. Then from here, both hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale up to table. And then from here, just sit the hips back. We're gonna walk into a seated position. We are gonna be on the knees for a moment. So if you have any knee sensitivity, again, grab that cushion or blanket. If you're okay where you are, we're gonna come up onto the knees. From here, we're gonna take the right leg out to the right side. The right toes are gonna point forward. Right palm comes in front of the right leg. Inhale, left arm reaches overhead. And exhale, side bend to the right. Keep pulling the belly back to the spine. Inhale, float it up. Then on your exhale, the left hand's gonna drop. I'm gonna turn to the front just so you can see. So we're here, right arm reaches. Maybe the right leg floats as well, coming into a modified side plank here. Now you can hold or work on a little bit of hip strengthening. We're gonna circle forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe pulsing the leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your right foot down. Inhale, both arms overhead. We're going to keep them overhead. And then exhale, side bend to the right. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reach it back up. On your exhale, the hands come down in front of you. Left leg comes further to the front of your mat. So you don't want the left foot back. You want to drag it underneath the hips and then sit the hips back behind that left leg. Very nice. We're going to take that left foot inside of the right thigh. Now careful here, the right arm can either rest on the right leg or on the floor depending on your flexibility. Not putting too much pressure, just a little bit, and then reach the left arm to the ceiling. On your inhale, on your exhale, you're going to reach the left fingertips to the back of the room, really opening up that left shoulder, getting into the deltoid muscles here. You might feel a little bit of a crunch behind that left shoulder. It's getting into the nerves a little bit. So if you feel a little bit of tingling, maybe just come out a little bit. It's because we're working into the muscles and the nerves of that shoulder joint. On your inhale, we're going to reach it back up. On your exhale, left hand overhead. Trying to spiral the right rib cage up to the ceiling to get more of a twist into the body. From here, carefully release left forearm to meet the right. We're going to roll ourselves up to seated. And then from here, we're going to twist the hips to face that right leg. So you're facing the corner of your mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold over the right leg. If you'd like to take this one step deeper into a twist, the left hand's going to come outside of the right leg wherever you can reach. Then you're going to reach the right hand to the back of the mat and then place it down onto the floor. Keep twisting. Each inhale, you're lengthening the torso. Exhale, twist from the waist. Gaze over the right shoulder if you can. If you're in the twist, walk the hands back through center. Inhale, both hands overhead. Exhale, take the left hand behind the left hip. You're coming up onto the left shin, point the right toes. Take a full body stretch, open up the hips, open up the heart. Now with control, engage the core. You're lowering down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Make sure your hips are squared to the front. Hands ground down. You're going to roll over that left shin. Bring the right leg in and then just sway the hips side to side. Once you're ready for stillness, come back through center. We're going to walk our hands back, coming up onto the knees. This time, left leg extends out to the left side. Left palm in front of the left leg. Inhale, right arm reaches. Exhale, side bend over to the left. Gaze to the ceiling. Keep pulling the belly back to the spine. Inhale, float it back up. Exhale, right hand falls, left hand reaches to the ceiling. Again, you can stay here or float that left foot off the mat. And now we're going to circle forward for 3, 2, 1. Let's circle back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left foot releases down. Inhale, both arms reach overhead. On your exhale, side bend over to the left. Pull the belly back. Reach for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale through center. Exhale, drop the hands down. The right foot is going to come closer to the top of the mat. Sit the hips back behind that right heel very slowly. Left toes flex to the ceiling. Right foot presses into the left inner thigh. Now again, take the left forearm either on the leg or onto the floor, depending on your flexibility. Inhale, the right arm reaches up to the ceiling. Exhale, left fingers drop to the back of the room. Really open up that right shoulder, getting into the right deltoid. Again, if you feel any numbness here, you could always dial it back. Bring the fingers back to the ceiling if it is too intense. Inhale, arm reaches back to the ceiling. Exhale, hands overhead. Keep thinking of spiraling the left side of the ribcage this time to the ceiling so you get more of a twist into the body. Then exhale, right forearm meets the left. Carefully walk yourself up to seated, and then we're going to square the hips to that left leg. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold forward. Now again, feel free to stay here if you want to twist it out. Right hand to the outside of the left leg, wherever you can reach. Left hand reaches to the back of your mat, and then dropping it down onto the floor. See if you can fold a little further over the front leg. Never forcing it, just allowing gravity to pull you deeper with each exhale. If you're in the twist, inhale, walk the hands back through center. Reach the arms all the way overhead. On your exhale, the right hand comes behind the right hip. Coming up onto the right shin, lift the hips, point the left toes, open up the heart, open up the hips. Now we're slowly going to lower down with control. Engage the core for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. From here, we're going to close the legs. Soles of the feet come together, coming into Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. On your inhale, lengthen out the spine. On your exhale, hinge forward and fold. If you want to go a little deeper, press the elbows in towards the inner thighs. Keep trying to lengthen out through the spine, so you don't want to round. Again, if you're clenching the jaw or holding tension within the shoulders or bracing the fingers, try to release any of that and really breathe into wherever you're feeling the stretch. Next, inhale, float it back up. Exhale, release. We're going to bring the knees together. Make sure you are in the middle of your mat. We're going to come down onto the back here. So bringing the palms underneath the thighs and then slowly lowering down through your sacrum, lumbar spine, thoracic spine, and then cervical spine, bringing the knees into the chest and carefully just rocking from side to side here. Massaging the low back. Once you're ready, drop the feet to the mat. We're going to come into thread the needle here. So crossing the right ankle over the left thigh, the right knee presses away from you, getting a deeper stretch into that right hip. You can stay here. If you do want to go a little deeper, float the left foot off the floor, interlace the hands behind that left hamstring. So again, trying to pull that left knee to the left shoulder and then press the right knee away from you. That'll take you into the most stretch in this position. Now carefully releasing your hands, leave the legs as they are, just open the arms up to a T. We're gonna come into a twist. So dropping the legs over to the left side and then gazing over to the right. If figure four twist is too intense, you can just stack the knees on top of one another. Take the option that works best for you. Engaging the core, float the legs back through center. If you're still crossed, uncross the legs, both feet meet the mat. From here, left ankle crosses over the right thigh this time. Keep pressing the left knee away from you. If you want to add a little more weight by using that left hand, feel free to do so. Make sure left toes are flexed back to the left knee. Now here is great. You can stay, or if you want to take it a little deeper, float the right foot, then maybe interlace the hands behind the right hamstring. Make sure the low back stays grounded, chin is tucked in slightly. Releasing your grip here. Take your arms into a T. Now again, take the same variation you did on the first side. If you stayed with figure four, then stay. If you want to drop the knees to stack on top of one another, you can take that option as well. We're just dropping the knees to the right side and then gazing to the left fingers. Inhale, engaging the core, float the legs back through center. Release right foot, release left. And then from here, we're gonna come into Supta Baddha Konasana. So you're lying down, butterfly pose. We're gonna take the palms grounded down on the hips. So find those bony landmarks on the body, and you're gonna take those fingertips just inside your hip bones and allow the knees to fall out to either side. Bring the soles of the feet together, shoulders drop down the back, and feel free to close the eyes here. Really getting a deep stretch into the groin and inner thighs. Release through the low back, softening and melting your back body into the mat. Now you can stay here for your Shavasana. If you do want to come into full Shavasana, extend the arms and legs out. However you want to close off your practice today. Wherever you are, releasing any sort of breath control, releasing any thought process. Allow the mind to wander and allow your body to be wherever it is in the space you've created for yourself today without any judgment. Just complete acceptance of where you are and how you are feeling. Now feel free to stay here as long as you would like. Whenever you are ready to begin moving once more, begin to bring subtle movements back into the body. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Circle out the wrists and ankles. Gently rock the head from side to side. Then on your next inhale, reach arms and legs all the way to either ends of the mat. Exhale, side out. And from here, placing the feet onto the mat, carefully rolling over onto one side. Using one arm as a pillow, the other arm comes in front of the belly. Then press yourself up to seated when you are ready. Drawing hands to heart center, closing the eyes, bowing the chin to the chest. Taking a cleansing breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Namaste. Thank you, guys. Hope you enjoyed and see you next time. Bye.